tell you about my crazy life. It's a good life. I know I've been gone a lot in the last few months, and I can't blame it on anything but myself because I wasn't sleeping for the last 1.5 years. My legs would ache only when I got into bed. I couldn't sleep. I wasn't getting any sleep, no rest. I would go to bed, and I timed it all the time. I would time it within 20, 25 minutes. My legs would start aching from my top of my legs to the bottom. Sometimes it would be the left, sometimes the right. I would just fall asleep, and they would wake me up all night long, and I have not been able to sleep. And I didn't know why. I tried everything. I Googled it. I talked to friends. I took more magnesium. I did everything I could. I was about to go to the doctor to find out what was wrong because I felt like something's really wrong because I should be able to sleep. But my legs did not hurt if I got up and walked around. I even tried to sleep in my chair, and even at the dentist during my 6-month checkups from cleaning. During that time, by the end of the cleaning, my legs began to ache, and I didn't know what to do. I was so worried, and I couldn't sleep. That's probably why I have such big circles. Anyhow, I prayed and prayed and prayed. Meanwhile, my husband got this serious diagnosis from his endocrinologist that I'm going to put on some earrings, that he was going to be put on diabetes medicine or shots or something because he was so pre-diabetic, and the doctor kept telling him if he would lose weight, that would help a lot. And I couldn't get him to lose weight no matter what I did, no matter what I cooked. And I know I cooked a lot of casseroles with cream of chicken soup, which is delicious. And he'd eat it. And, he was just gaining weight little by little. So he stayed up one night unbeknownst to me, and he started doing research on pre-diabetes, successful ways to beat it. And there's a video, I should put it down below, called Beat Diabetes. So I didn't even know for 3 days. But he did say he's going to be eating differently. So he started this diet, or a healthier lifestyle, and he began losing weight really slowly. He started on Valentine's Day, and he just, every 2 weeks, he would lose a couple pounds. And then he'd gain a little bit, and then he'd lose it. But he was very diligent about sticking with what he was doing. And I was, of course, doing my low-cal, non-fat or low-fat. I've always done this no-fat, low-fat eating. And, of course, I eliminated sugar, which helps you not to gain weight, but, you just stay level by not eating sugar. And I wasn't losing any weight. I was getting jealous. When he hit the 10-pound mark, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this too. I can do this. I've always had success in losing weight. Well, I didn't. I think for, let's see, May and June, I didn't lose a pound, and I was counting my calories, eating the way he did, and it wasn't working for me at all. I was thinking, is he going to get us down to my weight? Then I'd really be jealous. Anyhow, he finally went to the doctor, had blood work done, and the endocrinologist saw that, yes, he lost 20 pounds. His blood work was great. He did not need his diabetes medicine at all. that was great for him. So I was getting frustrated, and in I think it was July, or maybe the end of June, I began to do my own research on myself, and I discovered that using flour, the almond flour, for me would make me gain weight or not lose any weight. And I don't need to lose a lot. Needed to lose a little bit, though, for me to feel good about myself. So I began, let me fix my dress. I began to watch a few channels, and I understood that for some people and their metabolism, you needed the full fat, but you needed fewer carbs. And doing a zero carb lifestyle diet up to not over 20 carbs is very hard, because everything has carbs in it, it seems. All the good food, all the yummy food. But I was determined, because I was eating, watching my weight, watching my food intake, writing everything down, the fat, the calories, the carbs, the food, the quantity, everything. I had a notebook going, and it wasn't working. So I decided, okay, I can't eat like Dennis does, and everybody's different, but I can try this zero carb lifestyle. It turns out that the zero carb foods are a little dairy, full fat, a little dairy, and meat. No vegetables, no fruit, nothing, no salads. I have these new braces as a desperate attempt to finish, and I can't even eat salad very much anyways, because they get stuck in my, what are they called? They're power chains braces. I can't wait to be done. Anyhow, I began meat, which was bacon and eggs in the morning, heavy cream in my coffee, and and then I would have a half of a 0-calorie Gatorade, just a half of the big bottle, just a little, because I knew I needed magnesium. So, and I already took magnesium for my leg aching. It didn't work. So the first thing I noticed after 2 or 3 days was, wow, I'm sleeping. I slept all night. I haven't slept in a year and a half, over a year and a half, because of my legs hurting so badly and my joints hurting. And I didn't know why. So after a couple of weeks, I noticed I lost a pound, 1 pound, but I was sleeping, and I felt great because I was sleeping. After a couple of weeks, I noticed a couple more weeks, I noticed I lost 4 pounds total. And I realized that this was a 1 pound per week lifestyle of eating, plus I was sleeping. And then I decided, okay, this is just, a fluke. This is just, my imagination. Or maybe I was gaining water weight or something. So I went back to my counting calories up to 1,000, 1,200 calories a day, low fat, no Gatorade or anything, and just the way I've always been doing it. And that night, after 1 day, I was up with my leg pain again, and I almost cried. I'm such a big baby. I probably did cry. I cried a lot for the last 1.5 years because of pain. So I got up the next morning. I went back to my full fat cream, heavy cream in my coffee. Oh dear, I spilled a little bit. And bacon and eggs, full fat. I save the bacon grease and cook my eggs in it. And that night, after, I mean, you can eat as much as you want as long as it's 0 carb. And I slept again. I slept like a baby. I didn't get up all night. I didn't hurt. I was in no pain. My joints didn't hurt. My legs didn't hurt. My hip didn't hurt. Nothing hurt. I slept. Ugh. So I decided I would stay on this for the rest of my life, even if I didn't lose any weight, just to keep my joints lubricated. And I did research on that, and that's exactly what the fat does for your body. Sometimes, some people, not everybody. I can safely say that eating this way for me is healthy for me. It's not healthy for my husband. He gets angina. He cannot eat a lot of beef. You have to go to your doctor and find out for sure. You can't just listen to someone on YouTube and do it, because you need to know how your blood type works, how you are physically, not how someone else is, some stranger you're listening to. But I had gone to the doctor, a very well-known physician who specialized in nutrition years ago, and he told me that I need meat, I need beef, I need fat. And I thought, well, I did notice I slept better at night way back then if I ate beef or steak or something like that. And throughout the years, I just decided to go low fat and count my calories, and, I forgot about what he said. 20 years later, I find out he was right. So I'm going to the doctor to get my blood work done eventually. I don't know when, but I will, just to make sure everything's okay. But because of listening to this doctor then and putting into practice now what he told me, I'm sleeping, I'm losing weight. I've lost a total of only 8 pounds. Today is August 8th, and I began, I'm not sure when I began the 0 calorie, 0 carb diet. I think it was in July. I'll have to look. But it's working for me. And then I discovered it was carnivore, which I didn't think I'd ever be on carnivore. But carnivore is for me, evidently. I love it. I love it because I love shrimp, fried, sauteed in butter, full butter. Every now and then I'll have full fat yogurt, but you can't really veer from the simple food groups of a carnivore diet. And since I do so well physically and so well mentally, and I'm even losing weight very slowly, I'm going to stick with this carnivore. They consider eggs carnivore because it's, chicken, but there's not much else you can eat. It's funny because I'm never hungry. Every now and then I'll say, I'm hungry, and it's because I didn't eat anything. I always have bacon and eggs or sausage for breakfast. Mostly good bacon, crispy. And then I don't even want to eat lunch because I'm full. And then for dinner, I'll either have one of those hamburger patties with cheese on it and nothing else, or I'll have some shrimp, and I think that's all I have, but I don't eat anything else. I just can't think of anything that I want to eat. I have had steak. I don't really like a lot of steak. I get stuck in my braces, so that helps. The hamburger patties are easy to eat. But if I get hungry or need something to snack on, I'll have a cup of decaf coffee. Oh, sorry. It's my coaster. Must be wet on it. I'll have a cup of coffee with, I'll even put a little tablespoon of butter in it. That's supposed to be really good for you, but I don't do that all the time. But I've noticed that I'll drop a pound if I put butter in my coffee, salted butter, and it just makes it richer and creamier. And I know it sounds weird, doesn't it? It's almost gross, but it works for me. This works for me. I've noticed my allergies have kind of dissipated quite a bit. Not right at this minute, but they're better. What else? I sleep good. I'm losing weight. I just feel healthier. I feel better. So if this is what Carnivore does for me, I'm staying with it for the rest of my life. And I don't even buy the grass-fed beef. I don't like it. I try to get wholesome bacon, if you can call it wholesome. I try to buy the best that I can afford. So that is what's happened to me. I look forward to weighing myself every single morning. I always do my stretches. I do balancing. I stand on one leg and do kind of ballet reaches with my leg. I think balancing is real important when you get older. So I'm trying to stay as healthy as I can at my age. And my husband is doing so well with his blood work and his weight, and now I am too. So you have to find what works for you, and you need to make sure your doctor knows what you're doing, especially if you get older, because what works for me may not work for you at all. So I just wanted to share with you my story here, and the biggest blessing is that I can sleep at night finally. I feel good, and I'm dreaming again. I'm dreaming when I'm asleep. That means you've slept. Had a weird dream last night. Anyways. So let me know if you guys are having any problems with your weight loss, and you can figure it out like I did. It's just so good to be able to sleep again and watch the scales go down and not be hungry. It's so interesting how you're just not starving. You don't crave sweets. You don't crave potato chips, or sometimes I'll long for a hot fudge sundae, but it just flits in and out of my brain because I'm not going to go through suffering at night anymore. I'm not going to be in pain. As long as I can do this, I will. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for all your comments on my dinner of the night. I'm having fun doing those, and I am trying to work on a cookbook. My daughter's book, children's book about our puppies, Darcy and Lila, is doing very well. So, but she's an author and an editor anyhow, so she's going to help me publish my little cookbook. I might have to do a carnivore section with menus. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.